Hey guys, welcome back. Today is just going to be a short little casual chatting session while a portrait painting time-lapse is running. I'll talk about this painting a bit and the art struggles that I faced during this, and I'm going to talk about topics that I usually like to talk about. Feel free to watch the time-lapse, or if you just want to listen and have me on in the background, then I totally appreciate that also. And just a quick warning, I flip my canvas very often, so I will try to take out as much of it from the footage here as I can, but there will still be a lot of canvas flipping just because that's how I work. But if that bothers you, then I'm just giving a warning just in case. And maybe you don't need to watch the video, but you can still listen. But I just wanted to give a warning for that. So to start, this is a new character for one of my stories, and his name is Laka. But it's actually pronounced Laka and not Laka. But I think Laka is like easier to say for most people. So his name is just Laka. And also his design here isn't finalized because I'm kind of a lazy artist. I'm so sorry. But yeah, sometimes I just want to paint like a face and hair. And I just don't finish the clothing details. But yeah, I am so sorry to myself, especially for like having a semi-finished painting all the time. After working on this painting, I will say I am not going to do another grayscale to color painting for a long time. No more. I'm just gonna go straight into color after I finish a drawing because you don't even understand how much I struggled with this. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. Usually struggling is normal and problem solving is fun, but not for this one. I had fun drawing it and doing the grayscale part, but when it was time to color, I struggled so bad. And this is just what happens when you don't paint for like 2 months and then decide to dive into doing a pretty polished, semi-finished drawing. I actually had to go back and watch my first time lapse where I drew Kryn because I was like, how did I color this again? And I found old footage that I recorded almost a year ago that I also referenced. And that one was not grayscale, it was just straight into color, which looked so fun. But this was not a fun struggle. But I did it. The part that I really got stuck on was the hair. I just could not get it for some reason. And I'm actually cutting a lot of the footage from this out because I don't think you guys will learn much from watching it, but just know that I really struggled, okay? This was not easy. Art is not easy, so don't beat yourself up too much over it. I'm telling you this, but I'm also telling myself. Don't worry about it, it's okay. And in the end, I just had to put it down for like almost a week and then come back and do the hair. And it turned out good. I like it. It was fun too. I'm gonna kind of move on from art, but I watched a new movie that came out recently. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and I don't usually follow trends just because I don't even know the trends, but I gave in this time. So if you don't know what this is, it's a movie. It's a new movie on Netflix. I think it's been out for a few months now. And at first I thought it was a series, but then I found out it was a movie, so I was like, okay, why not? And it actually did look pretty good, even though I was really turned away because of the title. I feel like K-pop Demon Hunters is so, like, out there. I don't know how to explain it. But after watching the movie, I think it fits because I also learned a new word. I learned the word satire, and that's one of my favorite types of humor. So the jokes in the movie were really satire, like just making fun of itself, and I I really love like dramatic like JoJo poses. I've never seen JoJo, but that's what I think of. But, like poses like so, I don't know, dramatic. I really like those, and they did so many of them in the movie. It just makes me laugh every time. And it makes me really want to draw, actually, like gesture drawing, figure drawing. But yeah, I love those, and like the satire jokes they were funny, and the movie is like self-aware. So that's why the title does fit the movie, actually. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also is like bam, this is what the movie is about. So, okay. The title has grown on me. I also like to analyze movies and stories, and I think it's fun. And sometimes I watch something like Studio Ghibli movie deep dives or deep analysis videos. They like to talk about and point out the lessons that the movie teaches. One that I watched pointed out how not all of those movies have an idealistic, happy ending, but how that makes the movies and the characters feel more realistic, even if the movie has a lot of fiction and fantasy elements. A lot of the endings are not completely happy, but more bittersweet. In those movies, and even in K-pop Demon Hunters, the characters meet each other and change each other's lives, usually for the better, and then they part ways, and they continue to be a part of each other's lives, but in their memories, and how they decide to lead the rest of their lives. Moments like those help you appreciate the present and what you already have, and fleeting moments, and how some things aren't meant to last forever, and it might make you sad, but there probably was something about it that made you happy and helped you somehow. That makes me sad though. I don't like bittersweet. I like happy endings. The bittersweet endings from the movies do teach good lessons, but I wouldn't mind at all if every movie had a good ending, the best ending. I don't care how unrealistic it might be, just give me the happy ending, please. I mean, happy endings are also realistic as bittersweet. There's always a mix of both. I started reading a book that isn't usually the type of book I like to read, but I want to start reading more books like these. It's a fiction book, and it's from the perspective of a cat. And the book talks about pretty much what I like to talk about on here. The book teaches mindset and perspectives and life lessons through the experiences of a cat. This one line in the book that I came across, I really liked it because it's such a simple line, but the way I take it, I feel like there's just so much empathy and patience from just this one sentence. The line was something like, just because an idea is simple, it doesn't mean it's easy to follow. And I agree that it's not easy at all, but also not impossible. I really liked that, and I believe that a lot. I don't know if this sentence will have the same impact on you if you haven't read the book, since it's a little out of context, but I hope you guys still understand. Humans, and even animals in this case, are not robots, and our behaviors are not always predictable, so try to practice empathy and patience when you have the opportunity. Time has been going by so fast lately, especially this year, and it's already the 7th month of the year. Already past halfway, like that's crazy. So I just want to remind you to be present, stay here in the now, do what you can at this moment, and about your worries, it's okay to think about them, but not too much. I like to say to myself, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So try to focus on where you are standing right now at this moment. One thing that I was thinking about was how confidence is not at all a steady feeling. You might feel super confident and sure of your abilities one day, and then suddenly all of that just leaves your body. It might be because you're comparing yourself to others, or because your body and brain are just dysregulated. And I find that that is just your body telling you that you need to take a break and you need to stop. So listen to your body. I also heard from a video a quote that I really liked, so I'm taking it because it explains it perfectly. But you aren't here to be the biggest fish, you're just here to swim in the water. So do what you are passionate about, not because you only aim to be at the top or anything, but because you love to do it. Do it for the love of the craft. Do it because you love it and love the journey and the process. And by doing this, the only person's approval that you'll ever want is yourself, your own approval, and no one else's. This doesn't mean that you have to neglect other people's opinions completely or neglect work that you need to do, but just remember that nothing is impossible, and that anything is possible if you want it bad enough and you set your mind to it. And just from my own experience, I felt like I used to feel like I was very incompetent and I couldn't do things that I wanted to do, but at one point you have to do it, some things, and you have to push yourself to do it. Unless you feel happy with how you are, but there are some things that I just had to push myself to do. And I was a lot happier and felt way more capable than I thought I was after doing it. Sometimes the only thing stopping you from doing what you want, or what you're too scared to do, is your own mind and thinking about what other people will think about you. It's okay to still feel scared or fear that you'll fail as you're doing it, because I find that the fear doesn't always go away. And pushing past that and doing it despite still having all that fear will make you stronger. If you do that and do fail, finding the courage to get up and try it again despite that fear of failing is what will keep you moving forward, instead of feeling stuck and unfulfilled. And it's okay to look like a fool, trust me, it's fine. When you get to a certain point where you've failed enough, you'll find that you're still here and you're still okay for the most part, and that those failures aren't what define you. It's the feeling of, despite that, are you willing to pick yourself back up and keep going and actually doing that? And that is what's important. With all of that in mind, also don't forget to always be kind and authentic in everything you do, and to others and yourself, in not only your actions, but especially your thoughts, and have an open mind. Sometimes it's difficult to be kind when doing the opposite would be so much easier, but like most things, it takes practice and you'll definitely thank yourself later. Okay, I was talking about confidence and I kind of veered off, but let's just change topics since we're already kind of doing that. The temperature has been so hot lately, and one night I woke up about 2 hours before I usually wake up, and I couldn't fall back asleep because it was just way too hot. And of course, by the time that I was going to fall back asleep, my alarm was about to go off. So I just felt like poop. So I was really not looking forward to going to work that day, but you gotta be a responsible adult, right? I didn't want my low energy to affect anyone I interacted with, so I tried my best, but I did mess up once, but thankfully they were very nice about it. And then towards the end of the night, there was one person who told me that I have a great smile and that it's one of the best they've seen in a long time, and that it's really rare these days, and that there should be more people like me in this world. And I was just like, wow. The whole time I was worried that my smile and my face would look like tired, but I guess not. And I just want to keep encouraging compassion and genuine appreciation whenever I can, because it really does add to someone's day in ways that you might never know. Even when sometimes it seems like there's nothing to smile about, you find something to smile about. And I believe that that is the root of authenticity. It takes practice, but that is how I get through my work days. Okay, to end things off, take a break when you can and take some time for yourself. Live slower. You don't always need to be racing towards anything. I'm telling you guys this as much as I'm telling myself. Please take care of yourself, not only for your sake, but for others as well. Thank you for being here and watching and listening. Whether you've been sticking around or are just passing by, I wish you all the best of luck in your careers, hobbies, passions, and with the people you encounter. Please remember to practice being compassionate and positive, because I believe that we could always use more of that. Feel free to stick around if you'd like to enjoy the rest of the time lapse. But if not, I hope you had a nice time here, and until next time, bye bye. you.